there's more to say, but we're going to carry on because there's 3 more amazing performers coming to the stage. Right now is a woman who is a lover of the arts. She's a passion for learning and seeking and creative expression, beauty and aesthetics, all in all of its forms. This is true. She is walking, living this. Professionally, she channels her creativity into interior design, while her professional endeavors include sculpting, collaging, and writing. She's discovered that I need glasses. She's discovered that for her, writing poetry is more cathartic and therapeutic and definitely far less expensive than being in actual therapy. I agree. Please welcome to the stage the wonderful Loren Judaken.
Good evening. It's wonderful to be here with all of you. My first poem is called The Big Tree. We nicknamed the majestic oak the Big Tree, the heart of our expansive garden. It was my place of refuge, where I daydreamed aloud. It safeguarded my secrets, embracing me in its shadow. There, I invented my many extraordinary lives, all yet unlived. At 8 years old, I fashioned myself a statuesque ballerina, the mirror image of my dance teacher, both with long auburn mermaid hair, imitating the branches of the nearby willow tree. We danced to the music of the wind, graceful and luminous, while it witnessed our pas de deux. At 10, it showcased me under its proscenium arch. I pretended to inhabit enviable roles of great actresses, improvised monologues of intense passion with theatrical tears, exhibiting my extensive range for the leafy audience that rustled its claws. At 12, I was Daniela, a strikingly exotic, enchanting young woman, irresistible to the handsome men. I conjured like a sorcerer, seduced like a siren, and carelessly cast off. But away from its sheltering branches, I felt unexceptional by comparison to my Elizabeth Taylor-looking mother and heartthrob Casanova brother. At 14, I fancied myself the perfect daughter, a counterpoint to my belligerent brother. But I was also punished for his many misdeeds. Venting, I plodded around the tree's already scarred trunk, plotting revenge against parents whose elusive attention I never managed to capture. At 16, I was the consummate hostess, shaded by its umbrella branches. My friends gathered to say goodbye and listen to me musing about my grand adventure, immigrating to America. One I was naively certain would exceed all my hope-filled, youthful fantasies. I've never returned in person to my sanctuary of solace and solitude, imagination and inspiration, the big tree that witnessed my becoming. But decades later, I still reflect on the potential and possibilities it birthed. Now I plant wizened, metaphorical oak trees in the imagination of other young girls, where their reverie can grow roots and blossom. Dancing with Disillusionment. A moody lounge bar in the Austrian Alps. I was pinned in the corner booth with the less attractive brother of the suave American man who had caught everyone's eye in the beginner's ski class. I know she wished she was alone with him, but she couldn't leave us behind. Watching them dance, their bodies entwined, molding into one another. They were the only ones on the makeshift dance floor, the one they created as an excuse to press up against each other. I couldn't look away, much as I didn't want to see what I was determined to witness. Powerless to stop them, the bitter taste of betrayal pulsated through me, hoping my steely gaze would pry them apart like a psychic sword. Pretending not to notice, she swirled around in her make-believe world, pretending she wasn't a married woman whose husband was away on a business trip, pretending she wasn't a 37-year-old mother of 4, while he was barely in his 20s, pretending I wasn't her 11-year-old daughter, forced to be her alibi against my will, forced to keep her secret to protect my father from heartbreak, forced to learn about infidelity before I even understood the word. Reassembling the shards. She walked out and slammed the door shut, abandoning shards of the family she fractured, painting marriage and motherhood as a prison from which escape was the only lifeline. Fantasizing about recapturing a remembered youth, she fled 10,000 miles, rendering connection improbable. She thrived for decades by savoring the adulation of successive suitors, capturing attention and hoarding accolades for her beauty and her charm, a more enticing elixir than love or care for those she birthed. But now her beauty lives only in her mind's eye, her body and brain feeble and faltering, fragments of her former self. Blanche, no longer able to count on the kindness of strangers. Reliant now on the loyalty of the children she discarded and deserted. Despite the irony and dissonance, they never imagined her demise causing them such despair. She never acknowledged the sword she wielded that shattered their security, never apologized. But she did take great pride in the lives they forged from the fractured shards she left behind. This poem was written for one of my nieces when she was a young girl and being bullied by other young girls. I need to add, I didn't know she was going to be here tonight. She is now a grown woman, married, and survived all of the below. Rainbows beyond the storm clouds. This odyssey of becoming is a bumpy ride. I wish I could pave you a seamless path, or paint you gossamer fairy wings to fly above the muddy debris, the potholes, the sticks and stones. They won't break your bones, but I understand. They chip away at your tender, unprotected heart, stealing priceless pieces of your hope and trust. But if you glide above the ground, you will never see the tiny shoots that sprout golden poppies between the snaking cracks in the city sidewalk. I wish I could cocoon you in cotton balls, white fluffy clouds of protection. But then you'd never feel the sun-baked sand between your toes before the cool, clear water washes them clean. You wouldn't know the embrace of all whose hearts beat in time to yours, whose hearts break when you bleed, who pick you up, clean your wounds, help you imagine rainbows beyond the storm clouds. I know you can slay the dragons who spew their searing words, whose teeth tear into your flesh to satiate their hollowness. Their hate will eviscerate them as you begin to soar. You will ascend on your own wings, made mighty from battles overcome, from believing what I already know. Even in a fairy costume, you have always been a warrior. And now for something completely different. A single lipstick red tulip, pursed lips tight in a bud, concealing her vulnerability, the sweetness of her nectar, nature's potion of seduction. The sun tickles her petals, enticing her to look his way. Twisting her agile body, she turns her head as he undresses her with his gaze. Slowly she yields, one petal at a time, spreading open, revealing the radiance of her bud, now fully in bloom. And last, the necklace. Life is an accumulation of moments, each a precious pearl, memories layer upon layer, orchestrated over decades. We string them on a thread of the finest silk and wear them with delight for everyone to admire. The necklace is delicate, fragile, easily broken. Something unforeseen suddenly snaps the cord. The perfect pearls cascade to the ground, bounce and scatter and hide in dark places. In time, somehow we collect them up again, restring them, hoping for a sturdier strand. It is a different design to the broken necklace, but its beauty is enhanced by the luster created by years of being touched and held and dropped and picked up again, every nick and scratch adding to its radiance. Worn this time with contentedness, its allure is the authentic nature of its imperfection, of our imperfectly perfect imperfection.
She's a gorgeous writer, she's a gorgeous human, and of course everything sounds better with that accent. I'm just going to start talking like that now. Loren, that was so wonderful. Please, another hand for Loren Judaken.